everyone, this is Isabel. I'm at PTC’24 in, as you can see, windy Hawaii. And today I'm starting my first interview with a bang. I'm joined by Jeff Uphues. He's the CEO of DC Blox. Jeff, welcome to my windy hot seat.
Thank you. It's great to see you here at PTC. It's an awesome day, and PTC is building up to be another great conference.
So you operate mostly in the US, in the Southeast, correct? So what do you think is the biggest challenge in terms of connectivity in the US, but more specifically in the Southeast where you operate?
Well, the Southeast is a great market. If you look at the history of what's taken place in the Southeast, over the last 50 years, it's growing 40 times faster than any other region. And so for us, it's creating and finding the right fiber routes to build on behalf of our hyperscale clients. You know, all of them are investing heavily within the Southeast. It's where they go, which is typically on the outskirts of major markets like Atlanta or markets in South Carolina and others. All the infrastructure needs to be rebuilt because the demands and the size of the fiber capacity for what they want is really, really large. And these routes don't exist. So it's paying close attention to our customers, understanding the municipalities and dealing with counties and cities of where we can come in and put new fiber routes in. Other than that, it's really just listening to our customers, and we kind of do what they tell us to do.
Okay. What type of strategy do you think the industry needs to employ to address the challenges?
Well, a few things. So I'll give you an example. South Carolina, the telecom taxes in South Carolina for connectivity are higher than what is in Georgia. Georgia is a really competitive state, and therefore you've seen lots of connectivity that has come through it. South Carolina is a little bit more expensive with the telecom taxes and the other things they push through, mainly around personal property taxes for conduits and others. They don't have the same tax legislation. It's a little bit better in North Carolina, a little bit different in Florida. So in order to be competitive, we would love to see states like South Carolina put more emphasis on finding ways to have more carrier traffic or more fiber routes that would be built. We're taking the benefit of being a first mover advantage in the new high capacity fiber routes there, but it takes everybody. It takes governments, it takes counties, it takes cities, it takes all of us to do this, because not one company can solve it all.
That's a very interesting angle, the economics and the governmental and the regulatory. It's very interesting, but also very complex.
It is. I mean, typically you have fee in lieu of tax structures, like in the state of South Carolina. That has to be negotiated on a county by county basis, rather than you get a state-based grant that is already set from the Public Utility Commission and others within places like Georgia or North Carolina. So it creates a little bit different challenges, but we're used to dealing in things like that. That's just one. Other part is finding really good talent that come along the way. We have to continue to develop the talent. I mean, all along our route, we've got 8 kind of mini data centers that we've built to the hyperscale needs of today's market, which means they're a little bit larger, they handle a little bit more power density per cabinet. We've engineered our routes to just remarkable specs. And in doing that, you need to have the right talent that can be deployed that goes out on the route. So you get a lot of rural areas. So you have a lot of 811 call outs and call before you dig, that where can you mark things? You got to make sure a municipality is not digging these things up, because they're not used to a lot of fiber coming through their markets. But they're all solvable problems, but those are some of the main ones.
I think talent is one of the biggest challenges of the next decade, personally, in our industry. But you're the CEO of DC Blox. What do you see your role as a company in transforming the connectivity world in the Southeast?
Well, part of it for us is interconnecting high-capacity fiber routes with hyperscale-enabled data centers. And if you look at the business climate in the Southeast, we've got great business climate overall. We've got great tax incentives in most places. You've got a growing demand from the hyperscale data centers. And interconnecting these together is really our first and foremost opportunity that we look at to how do we help scale and grow. We think more will come in. We started this with a cable landing station that we now have 3 subsea cables coming in from around the world, 1 from South America, 1 from Portugal, 1 from Spain, from both Meta and Google. And so when we look at that growth, that is bringing global traffic into the Southeast, which will drive more and more of the hyperscale demand. All of that needs connectivity. And we have to be at the forefront of how do we connect the dots. Hyperscale data centers to other hyperscale campuses, all with high capacity fiber. And that's what we're aiming to do.
You're busy. You're going to be a busy boy in the next few years.
No doubt. No doubt. It takes a lot of people to do this. We've got an awesome team.
Thank you very much for an amazing interview. It's all happening in the Tapa bar behind us, I think it sounds like. So thank you very much. Let's do that again soon.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, thank you for watching, and until my next PTC Hot Shot.